Hey my fabulous friends, welcome and welcome back to my channel. I have very good news for you guys today. This is the news we have all been waiting for, and it is finally official, live in the UK government website. So you guys are aware that recently the UK government announced a 5-point immigration plan that is set to reduce migration to the UK drastically in the year 2024. If you've been watching my videos, you would have probably heard me say this a lot of time, that this whole plan was being rethought because a lot of people were complaining about the plan. Now the UK government has made some changes. They have clarified the information that they put out earlier, and now some of these plans are beginning to make sense. So in this video, we're going to look at what these changes are and how they are going to affect you. So don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Hey fabulous people, welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you're seeing my face for the first time, my name is Scholastica, and on this channel I talk about how you can travel abroad. So if you go through my channel, you'll see videos on travel, immigration, nursing, how to find jobs abroad, and how to settle abroad with your family. So make sure you stick around. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. I love you guys. You are simply the best. So without wasting much time, let's go ahead with the purpose of this video. So you guys will remember that December 4th, 2023 was like a doomsday for migrants in the UK and those planning to come to the UK in 2024. The UK Prime Minister and the Home Secretary announced that they are going to be putting out some measures to reduce migration to the UK that is supposed to commence in spring 2024. Now, some of the measures that they were going to implement in 2024 was that care assistants coming to the UK in 2024 would no longer be able to bring their dependents with them. They also said that even those that are currently in the UK would not be able to invite their family to come and live with them in the UK. Apart from that, they also said they are going to be increasing the minimum salary threshold for skilled workers and those that are applying for family visas to £38,700 per annum. Now, people that are coming to the UK on health and care worker visas are exempted from this minimum salary threshold. If you are still confused about the difference between the health and care worker visa and the skilled worker visa, or you still don't understand the difference between the family visa and the dependent visa, I have another video explaining this in details, and I'm going to leave the link to that video up here so you can go ahead and watch it. Now, when this announcement was made, hell broke loose. There was chaos everywhere. You can imagine how everybody felt. It was as if the UK government was actively working against immigrants. Well, it seemed like it anyway. So the UK government came out to clarify some of this information, and they've been able to put our minds at ease with this new explanation. Now let's talk about the one that even affects us, immigrants, those coming to the UK on health and care worker visas, those of you that are watching my videos. So if you are a carer or a senior care assistant and you are currently watching this video, you will remember that when this new rule was announced, we had a lot of questions. We were like, okay, is this going to affect those that are already in the UK, or does it just affect people that are just applying for new visas? Now the UK government has come out to clarify this information, so I'm going to go straight to the UK government website so we can read what these new changes are, and I'm going to be sharing my screen, and then we'll talk about these changes before going further to talk about the salary changes. Now let's see. If you see in the UK government website, they have broken this information in different sessions, so they are addressing different sets of people with each session. So let's start with the carers and senior carers. So carers and senior carers, these changes will be introduced as soon as possible in the new year. Care workers and senior care workers already in the route will be able to remain with their dependents, including extending, changing employer, and settlement. So it is stated here that if you are already in the UK with your dependents, this new rule does not affect you. Your dependents are not going to be sent back to their country, even though you decide to change your employer or extend your visa. You guys are aware that if you are coming to the UK on a health and care worker visa, most likely your visa is going to be for 3 years, or recently they've started doing 5 years visa duration. For people that came earlier, they were given the 3 years visa. I came with a 3 years visa. Now, those of you in this category, you'll be like, oh, does it mean that if I change my employer or I want to extend my visa, I want to apply for another 2 years or another 3 years visa, does it mean that my dependents would not be able to renew their visa? Now, it's saying here, this new rule does not affect you. As long as you are already in the route, as long as you are already in the UK with your dependents, this new rule does not apply to you. So you can extend your visa, you can change your employer, and your dependents would not be asked to go back to their country. Now let's look at the other category of people. Where a care worker or senior care worker is in the route before the immigration rules change but has not yet brought dependents, they will be allowed to bring dependents during their sponsorship. So this is like the icing on the cake. This is like the news that we've all been anticipating. So they are saying that if you are here on a health and care worker visa, but your dependents are still in their country, so they are not here with you yet, you can still invite them to come and live with you as your dependents in the UK. Now, I know that when the first announcement went out, a lot of people panicked and a lot of people made plans to go back home and bring their dependents over before January 2024. In fact, they were not even looking at the spring 2024. A lot of people made plans to actually go and bring their dependents as soon as possible. Now, I don't blame those people at all. They were being smart and they were being safe. But now it is saying that you don't have to bother yourself about that anymore. So don't put yourself under any pressure to want to like go and bring your dependents before spring 2024. It's saying here that as long as you are already in the UK, as long as you already have your visa, even though your dependents are still in their country, you can still bring them over to the UK to live as your dependents. Now, moving on. Individuals who are in the UK or any other route, including where that route permits dependents, who switch into the care visa as a care worker or senior care worker after this date, will not be able to stay with their dependents. Now, this is for those students, international students in the UK. It's saying here that if you are here on a tier 4 student visa with your dependents and then you decide to switch over to the health and care worker visa after your program ends, unfortunately, you won't be able to invite your dependents over to the UK. And if your dependents are here already with you on a tier 4 student dependent visa, they will not be able to convert to a health and care worker dependent visa with you. Now, this part really broke my heart because there is another rule that says that students cannot switch over to the health and care worker visa unless they have graduated from school. And a lot of students, unfortunately, are going to be affected by this new rule. So my advice to those international students that are here with their dependents currently, I'm going to say that tell your dependents to go and get a job as soon as possible. If they are able to find a job and they are able to convert their visa from a tier 4 dependent visa to a health and care worker visa, then you yourself as a student, you are safe as well. Your family is safe in the future because it means that by the time you graduate from school, all you have to do is switch your visa from the student visa to a health and care worker dependent visa. But if your dependent is unable to get a job and is unable to switch his visa or her visa before spring 2024, then unfortunately, by the time you've graduated from school, you guys will have to either return back to your country or you can decide to like get a job and switch over to the health and care worker visa, but your dependent would not be able to remain in the UK with you. So they will still need to try their best to get a job if they plan to remain in the UK with you. Now, there is another option that you guys can explore, and that is the graduate visa route. Now, if you graduated from a UK university, you can apply for a graduate visa to remain in the UK for another 2 years. Now, I'm not 100% sure if your dependents will be able to remain with you on this new graduate visa, but you can try it out and see how it goes. I'm not saying you should be relaxed and just focus on the graduate visa. No, I'm saying that if it comes to the point that your dependent is unable to get a job before spring 2024, then you can consider this route, but it is not 100% guaranteed that your dependent will be able to remain in the UK with you. Now, moving on, they also said care providers who were sponsoring workers in exclusively non-regulated activities and therefore not required to be registered with the CQC before the rules change should be able to continue to sponsor these workers, including for extensions to their visa on those terms, but not hire new ones. So these are for those care providers that maybe you are here in the UK and your employer is not CQC registered. Now they are saying that this should not affect your visa. you should be able to remain in the UK, but your employer would not be allowed to hire new employees. I think that is self-explanatory enough. So let's talk about the salary threshold. Now remember that they said that for you to get a skilled worker visa or for you to apply for a family visa, you need to be earning £38,700 per annum. Now you guys know that this sparked a lot of controversy. I don't need to say too much about it. Now they have come up to say that, okay, maybe £38,700 was too much for a start. Now we're going to increase it to £29,000. So they're going to start from there and then it's going to be increased gradually until it gets to that £38,700. And they are also saying that if you are here in the UK and you are planning to invite your family who is currently overseas, that is you in the UK, you are the main visa holder, you, the host, need to be earning at least £29,000 before you can apply for a family visa for your family to come and join you. But if you are already in the UK together as a family and you are planning to extend your visa or apply for ILR, then you can have a combined income of £29,000. Now, they are also saying that if you feel £29,000 is too much for you to come up with per year as a household or individually, they are also going to be considering your savings. So if you have savings of like £16,000 and above, it is going to be counted towards your annual income and you can use that to apply for your family visas. I'm also going to leave the link to this publication in the description box below so you can go ahead and read it up for yourself. And I'm going to see you guys in the new year. Happy 2024. I'm so sorry guys that this video is coming very late. The past week has been really hectic for me. You guys are aware my daughter turned 2. I'm a mother of a 2 years old. My daughter turned 2 and then with the whole Christmas celebration and all that, my schedule has been filled to the brain. It's just that I didn't want to like carry this video over to the next year, so I'm like, you know what, this video has to be posted. Guys, I'm so grateful for all of you that have been with me for this past year 2023, and I pray that all of our dreams come true in the year 2024 and we'll be smiling all through the year 2024 in Jesus' name. Amen. If you've watched this video to this point and you are not subscribed to my channel yet, please click the subscribe button below and the notification bell so you'll be notified when I drop more videos like this. Until next time, I love you guys. Stay fabulous. Bye.